Episode 25 or session. Been a while. We're back. Congratulations. As always, we've got Beta Annihilator up there, Tolnok in the corner, Prince Wanderer next to me. I'm Omega Party, and Feed Moon is the unfortunate man who has to give us a recap. So, take it away.
Well, it's been a while since we last had a session, but I'll try my best. Let me have a brief think. Where did we begin last time? I think we began with. Ooh, it's a tough question. Sir Steve and Randall were going in to meet with the Senshao. No, sorry. We began with Randall getting the ingredients, or trying to get the ingredients to make this like sleep potion and stuff. But he found out he couldn't rob the shop because it was closed and none of the merchandise were there. He then proceeded to, at night, go into the forest and begin harvesting all these like plants so that he could make the sleep potion. Spent the whole night doing it. Got like an hour's kip in before we went to meet the Senshao. The other two, while we were meeting with the Senshao, went through the secret. What was the term, Ollie?
It was my back passage.
Going through the Rain Manor's back passage down the well, heading up through the tunnels in an attempt to rescue. I definitely remember the character's name. Iberus's father.
Yeah.
Lord Rain.
No, what's his first name?
I believe he is called Papa.
That
really serves me well.
That's what I call him. What are you going to call
Randall
him?
just thinks he's called Papa Rain.
I don't know. I've only known him as Lord Rain.
It's Daddy Rain, of course.
Asteron.
Asteron?
Asteron.
I don't think I've ever heard that.
No.
That's a lie.
That's made up. Made that up. I'll go back through every session after this, and I will like look for this mention of Asteron. I just seen you change that.
I've got it in my notes here.
Oh, I see Ben change it on the token.
I didn't do anything, Brandon. It's always been like that.
They can see it on the stream.
You should have looked at that before the session.
Yeah, and yeah, I got Asteron, my dad, Apollo, the older brother, and Lotara, the sister.
Oh, okay.
And me, Tiberus.
Thanks for the family history.
I'm gonna forget all those names right
see,
now.
See that you don't.
So everyone forgot the elf's name for the first, 12, 14 sessions.
Kept changing his name every second session.
Still not sure.
It's just the elf. That is your name.
Yeah. But they went up through the secret passages to go and see if they could rescue him. The meeting with the Senshao was going well. We were managing to get some type of deal being made. To be honest, I can't remember the finities of this deal. I just remember wine and furs being traded and an offer of whatever the town could timber, I think it was. Can't remember. And then we had Randall, who was leading these negotiations, sent Sir Steve off to find the other two to, finalize the deal and get the permission from Mick. I think it was Mick, that this deal could go through. So Steve managed just to find his way up through the tunnels and the secret passage down the well to find the other two. But while that was happening, the other two had met with Lord Rain and were trying to convince him to go, but they noticed he didn't want to go. Or it was like something was affecting his mind, some type of magic perhaps that was making him stay. And eventually, guards came into the room along with the Senshao himself, and then brought away the Lord Rain and told the guards to finish off the other two. A fight ensued that was looking very risky for the elf and Tybris.
I think I lost a
And then-
finger.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
someone lost a
I
finger.
lost an ear.
I got stabbed in the leg.
And then Sir Steve burst through the secret passage in the wall, making a nice dent in the enemy forces so that the other two could retreat. And they began all sprinting down these tunnels, climbing back out of the well, and are now on the run. Meanwhile, Randall's just having a nice stroll around the courtyard. As far as we're aware.
Good
That's
on
where
That's
we're
Randall.
that, I believe. Yeah.
That is where we finished it. Thanks for that, Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
I mean, I was a bit disappointed you didn't mention your absolute clutch nat 20 to find the well and get there in time to save them. Because without that, they would have probably died there and then.
would have just arrived to a room of corpses and been like, oh.
I mean, without that nat 20, you probably would have never arrived.
Yes.
Like, you'd have been searching the slums for this well that has a secret passage and never found it.
I hear many men get lost in the backpack passage and never come out.
Not just men.
Women and children.
Children. Not the children.
Oh dear. All right. Yeah, I mean, Randall got asked to leave the grounds, obviously, because of the
Leave.
commotion.
Leave.
He was told that there was obviously an issue, and he was asked to leave. So he was on his way out at the end here, while you guys were. We'll have you guys kind of like bursting out of the well at this point.
Good pull-out game. Nice.
Yeah, very good pull-out game with the assistance of the third man, which always helps. You know. Yeah, he just helps with the hip movement. It's obviously Sir Steve probably really helping you guys move, especially Tybros, who's had a very severe injury to the thigh. Did you manage to grab your like fingers and ears at all?
I
grabbed
believe
my
we managed to grab them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that it's going to be helpful, but
I
I mean,
want
we don't know. It might be.
I'm just running around with my ear, just like.
mine had my signet ring on it. I needed to grab it.
All right, so you've got your cut appendages, and yeah, Sir Steve's probably like half, like especially Tybros, probably arm over his shoulder. Antara, you're kind of mainly hurt in the head department rather than the legs, so you can move okay. Yeah, you have to talk to his left side, not his right.
Stephen, you're just hurt in the heart department.
Well, but someone else got to injure the elf and not me.
No, let your squire die and you couldn't stop it.
Oh, damn. Low blow.
Accurate though.
Accurate.
Last year, move on.
Right, yeah, so climbing out the hole, I'm going to be looking very dishevelled and kind of like beaten. We've got to find somewhere to lay low.
I'm gonna put on a cloak to put on a hood so that my fucking head is not shown.
Right, okay, no suggestions from either of you.
I think you're better off doing that. We don't know the town, Tybris.
I don't come to this part often. This is like the peasant area.
In that case, anyway, here would probably.
Oh, fine, okay, I know, there's a good brothel this way. I start limping towards like a brothel that I know's not only got kind of like semi-decent looking women, like kind of like 6s and 7s.
It for you, like to go there, it's probably got a fairly at least clean reputation.
Well, it's not
Um,
clean. They're discreet.
I mean, in terms of brothels, it's probably you probably wouldn't want to go to a nasty establishment.
I don't know.
For the slums, it's considered clean.
I do like the
Um,
thrill of a challenge and a mystery.
but they are discreet, and that's why you were obviously able to get service here. Probably shown this place by your older brother when you became a man to help you become a man.
Eiffel Tower.
I mean, I was thinking more he just paid for a hooker for you, but if you want to go down that route, feel free.
I imagine it's like what Tyrion did for Podrick in Game of Thrones.
Yeah, exactly that.
Romance was had.
Romance.
All right, you know this brothel.
Okay, let's head in there. I'll head in the door. I'll stumble in the door.
Okay,
I'm gonna grab him by the shoulder before he goes in the door. Do you really think this is the best place to hide?
Who's gonna look at a brothel for me?
It's more the people in here might rat you out.
No, these are good people. Cheap as well.
How much blood have you lost? You're looking a little pale.
Yeah, but I'm the only one who has ideas.
If we can manage it, somehow get new clothes in this area, dress you and him up in them, maybe we can get you down to where Pugsworth is hiding.
Perhaps, yes. I probably want to get this hole in my leg seen to before then, and
this might actually be a good place to get some clothes.
yeah, we could pay her. I'm sure she'll sell us some clothes.
Just point at some random woman.
Yeah.
There's some random whore basically like leaning up against the building, fanning herself.
Right. Well, I'll let you do the talk.
Okay. Well, let's go inside. Come on. I'll stumble inside the brothel.
Okay.
There's normally a lady to meet me here.
Quick question, Ben.
Yes.
What's the legality of buildings like this in Green March? Are they?
Brothels are fairly common. They are legal.
Oh,
Like so long as they've got the proper licensing. Like which this place probably does. I mean, if it's been around this long, it's probably got the licensing. And it's got ladies out on the street as well, so it's kind of advertising itself. Whereas like the ones that are a bit more secretive are the ones that you've probably got to be a bit more wary of. Especially you being a man of honor in this place.
Yes.
Can't let Randall find out I've walked into this building.
He will. The elf's here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. You walk in and initially like there's kind of like a lady there on reception. There's not really a reception here, but like she's on greeting duty, we'll say.
She calls herself a concierge.
Exactly. But there are also two like kind of guards with like cudgels that are kind of on, like one's sat on a chair by the door as you enter, and one's kind of sat on the bottom like two steps with the stairs going up.
Daryl, Philip, good to see you again.
Oi, you're bleeding all over the floor.
Yeah, you might want a mop. Could you find some ice for this as well? And I pass him a severed finger.
He looks at it in your hand. What? And he looks at you and squints, and then the concierge, Tybros, is that you?
Yes, Chantel, it's me. I'm saddened to come to you in such a state, but things are as they are.
You've come to us in worse condition, though I will say, you've never been bleeding so much on our floor.
Well, I apologise.
Daryl, clear the bench in the spare room.
Thank you. You're so kind. And
Get your manservant to drag you in here.
okay,
She points to Sir Steve.
drag me away, manservant. Chantel, darling, please, have you got like a whiskey or some vinegar you can put this in? I've just got my severed finger. I'm just kind of like trying to give to anyone who will take it.
We're just waiting for our next shipment of whiskey, but I've got some brandy, so I'll be able to pour that on it. I don't know, you know.
I'm also just like, I have my ear.
Oh, we don't often get elves in this establishment.
Now you have an elven ear.
Though we do have little Elsie. She's a lovely little elven girl if you want a little bit of home.
She's pretty, yes.
I'll take that as a no. Okay, come in. Get yourselves in. We'll get you looked at.
I'm gonna drag Tybros in.
Right, throw him on the table.
Right, I can do that. I'm gonna pick him up and throw him on the table.
Gee. Darn, Jesus.
Daryl, go get Susie. She's had a little bit of medical training. She might be able to help you out.
She did have the outfit, if I recall.
She does. It's from her past work, you see.
Oh, that's clever. Reusing that.
Well, you know us. We are resourceful.
I have been meaning to drop in since I've been here, so I'm glad I managed to squeeze you in.
How long have you been back, good sir?
Okay, about a week now? Maybe just under a week.
Well, my lord, we've missed you, we have.
I've missed you as well. I've just been terribly... Sorry. Can I have can I have a drink? I've grown quite weary.
Yep, and she goes to the side where the cabinet of drinks is, pours out a brandy and brings it over to you.
This has my finger in it, Chantel.
Oh, sorry, wrong glass. She takes that one, puts it on the side. She just brings the bottle over this time.
Oh, a big swig. That helps. Now, this is Stephen, and that's Sandra. Everyone, Chantel. Or organizer.
Concierge.
Sorry, concierge.
I know it's been a year since you've been here. It's been a year since you've been here, but I've gone up in the world here.
That you have, and I see you've enhanced yourself.
I've just been doing my squats, love.
Kegels, I hear they're called.
I'm gonna lean into Anne's River, to his good ear, by the way. his only ear, by the way. Better keep this voice up in here anyway. Your cover's blown, mine's not entirely. Because he's still wearing the helmet. Should we have one of these? I'll go send for Rachel. She might be better suited to, take care of, well, one of you.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
I don't really want to drag Rachel into a place like this, to be honest. But needs be. I'd ask to drag Randall up. He's quite good with those what do you call them? Poultices. They suddenly managed to remember he could, actually use a few months ago. I hadn't seen him use them in
And
6
then
months.
forgot about it, yeah, and then remembered randomly just to heal himself, I believe, and then forgot about it again when we were all dying. Yeah.
I don't think he forgot. I think it was spot. I think he's seen people weren't agreeing with his plans anymore, and he was just, he was like, all right, fuck yourselves then. But yeah, I think Rachel Randall would be good up here. I mean, their healing might be all right, but are they going to be as good? Especially when one of you is missing, an ear, and the other one's, he's got the 9-figure discount.
Yeah. Normally I would say that I'd be up for sneaking through, but again, don't really have the disguise or the headwear to cover my ears.
Well, it's the blood also dripping down your back into your shoes as well.
Wow.
His clothes are just blood soaked right now, right? Because all the blood from the ear would have just soaked.
Especially the upper half, yeah.
Yeah.
Fine.
I can't use Theodore's outfit anymore for a while, probably. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely needs some cleaning.
Had to bring out someone new, I guess. God damn it.
I look like I'm pissing blood.
Yeah, you don't look good. You don't look good at all.
Oh dear. Times are tough.
Hell.
Would if he just like he's damn it, he's doing stuff. Oh, he doesn't have his headphones on. Fuck you.
God.
Fuck you.
And wait for him to put his headphones on, and then I'll swear at him again.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
He sat down and was like, give me 1 minute.
Yeah, instead of like hurrying to like finish whatever it is he's trying, he's purposefully taking the moment to be like, I'm doing something. And then going off. What a dick.
Let's so, I mean, we're relatively safe in the brothel, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
as far as you know.
I trust these people, they're good people.
Is anyone safe in a brothel?
Yeah.
Depends what you deem safe from.
Oh.
Well, while we're waiting for our good friend Brand to come back, Susie comes into the room.
Is it Susie with an X? 3 X's.
Susie. No.
You can
I mean, you don't know. She doesn't know how to spell her name. She's just given a name, and they never write it down. They're uneducated.
I
here.
spell it with an X.
Oh, okay. Well, no one knows how it's spelled. She just knows how it's said. She can speak the language. She can't read and write though. They're uneducated in the slums.
I'm not letting an illiterate person do surgery on me.
I mean, she's just here to try and treat your wounds. Like, she's not doing surgery.
Why is she scrubbing in? Why has she got scalpels and a bone saw?
She comes in and she'll start treating your thigh wound. That's where most of the blood's coming out.
And that's where she's most proficient.
She does like the thighs.
She's an upper
gonna
thigh
make a
specialist.
medicine check as she gets the bandages and the thread and needle out to try and obviously stitch you up. Solid. She rolled an 18, which she had no proficiency in this. So that's solid.
She knows her way around a thigh.
She does. She's specialised in that, mainly from the massages that she was given. But luckily, when she was working in the hospital, she actually did do a little bit of stitching work. So she stitches your leg back together. The gash closes up. She wraps the bandage round. And your thigh, it's gonna hurt for a while, and you're gonna be moving a little bit slower than normal. I'm pretty sure I said like your speed was reduced by 10 foot.
Yeah.
So that'll be until the injury's fully healed. So that'll be probably 3 weeks, we'll say, minimum.
Yeah.
So speed reduced by 10 foot, but the bleeding stopped. You're not going to die from that wound.
That makes sense.
However, yeah,
because she probably has to, when she like uses her like tear off clothes and all that in the dances, she probably has to stitch those back together.
yeah. Oh, exactly. There's
So-
no Velcro in this world.
She's a highly skilled woman.
She is. However, she does look at the finger, and she's a bit like, she doesn't know what to do about that.
All right. Because while she's helping, I'll probably just go to Sir Steve and just. I think it's a good time to. Well, you might need to get out of your armor and into another outfit. I'll look to like the. Do you have perhaps male costumes and outfits that I'd be able to work with?
The nurse's outfit will be available very soon, I can assure you.
I need something more that doesn't draw people's attention to his thighs. So
Chantel, go. Yeah. Well, dear, tell you what, we don't have many males. That's the establishment down the road, but we do have Bruno. Let me see what he's got. And she,
Everything's crusty.
she goes up. After a little bit of time, she comes down and she's got 2 hangers of clothes. One is the skimpy guard outfit, so shows a little bit of leg. And the other is essentially just like dungarees, but very like deep dungarees. So it shows most of your like nipples and chest. The sexy farmer outfit. Yes, Mac. Yes.
all right.
Sorry, love, but this is all I've got.
I can work with that. I've worked with less.
Sure.
Which one would you like?
We could just send one of the girls down to the shop down the road to get us something.
No, this is way more fun. I mean, time is of the essence. Because I probably, yeah, I mean, I always do carry like, in case I need to change, but like, obviously, I'm not sure how well my gear would be able to fit. At least I know like a coat would be able to maybe just get around you, but probably not like regular.
It would be a very tight fitting
Yeah.
coat.
But yeah, I'm just gonna try and make like a mishmash of an outfit with all the supplies and maybe try figure out see if I can borrow a wig, style it, and then also apply some makeup to make him look different than Sir Steve as well.
All right, roll me a disguise kit check or whatever you're using for that.
Yep, disguise kit, and then I get the what's it called? The sub skill.
Oh, cool. So that's +1, whatever it is.
And
Okay, cool. Did you choose the sexy guard or the sexy farmer outfit as the base?
probably the farmer.
Okay, yeah,
Just
that's probably the
yeah.
the easiest one to work with. I mean, he's probably already wearing like an undershirt underneath his armor, so getting the armor off and putting the dungarees over the top and maybe loosening them up because Bruno's not as big a man as Sir Steve, so you probably need to loosen it up a little bit to make it fit Sir Steve. Otherwise, it would have been a bit too tight on his junk, we'll say. So you managed to make a decent outfit out of it. He looks maybe a slightly too tight farmer's outfit, but he'll pass. He'll pass, definitely.
And yeah, just just to help, just like checking out from sort of my stuff, just throwing on like a scarf to help layer it so that
Okay.
it's not because yeah, if people just look at the base outfit, it's like, what the fuck's wrong with that? But if you add shit on top, that helps it, just add a bit of yeah, it just helps to hide,
Accessorize.
yeah,
Yeah.
draw the eyes away from the crotch, and so and yeah, style his hair and like with a wig, if I can like borrow from someone, and then yeah, makeup, just quick.
Yeah, no, yeah, the disguise is solid. And so Steve is ready to do what task are you sending him out on?
I had to try. I mean, it would be good to get Rachel or Randall,
Just,
but
just,
I also know it's yeah.
just an inner seething rage inside of Sir Steve as this is all happening, and he has to sit there and be still because he knows it's for the mission. It's just,
For the team.
yeah.
Fully just trying not to say, just because like answer was very like really wants to just like, because he'll hate it, just be like, ah, you're so cute when you're angry. And I'm just like, I'll die. I'm already weak. But really funny to say though.
It's a good thing you didn't pick the guards uniform because that had arseless chaps.
Oh,
So
God.
Yeah.
so yeah, you send Sir Steve out on an errand to find either Rachel or Randall.
Yeah.
Obviously, do you want Susie to try and stitch your finger back on, or your ear, Ansriver?
I think just trying to keep it in alcohol or ice or something until
Okay.
Rachel.
I think we're gonna get really
don't-
drunk,
I-
aren't we? I'm just sitting there with my finger in some brandy. You're sitting there with some light on your ear.
Yep. You are there with Chantel and Susie, drinking brandy, and with your wounds and everything. Yeah, you are getting a bit boozy. It's a good thing you're not in this. I mean, Tybros, you're probably reliving memories in this place and probably giving stories to Ansriver at this point.
Yeah. You stay away from Peggy, and they don't call her Peggy because her name's Peggy. Her name's actually Rhonda. She's just got one leg.
I thought that was going to take a different direction.
Yeah, I thought another sort of Peggy.
I don't know what you're insinuating.
I don't know if I'm relieved or disappointed.
All right. So Steve, you leave the brothel and you start walking down the street. You see some like guards like kind of like marching along, like, looking down alleyways and stuff, and they're doing a patrol. And you like kind of stand to the side. They tell you to move out of the way as they go past, but they don't seem to recognize you or stop you. So you're good to go. Meanwhile, while you're on your way back to obviously the Golden Carp Inn. I think that's where. Yeah, Rachel was there. Good. So while you're on your way back there, we'll jump to our good friend Randall. As you and Randall, you and J-Ron were kindly asked to leave. Where do you go? What do you do?
So once me and J-Ron get out the gates and our weapons and whatnot are returned to us, I like to think we just stare off into the distance. I put my hands on my hips and raise them together and go, I think that went very well, don't you? Meanwhile, in the
Yeah.
background, over the shoulder, down some slums, you see three men climbing out of a well. And I go, well, as we are now entrepreneurs, I think we should treat ourselves. He shakes up a little bag of coins. To the market. And I'm going to go down with a real swagger in my step, grab an apple off a fruit stand, flick him a coin, rub it on my shirt, chomp. We're very careless men right now. We're going on a shopping spree.
J-Ron joins you in this. It's like, yo, man, what do we plan on buying, man? Come on.
The world is our oyster. Whatever an oyster is. I've only heard about them. Our world is our oyster. We can buy whatever we
already
want.
been to the Winking Prawn, so I mean, what more is there in town? Pretty
Well,
small town, so
we're making it big now, cuz. We're making it real big. We need to upgrade ourselves, not just as merchants, but as men. Look at us. Look how far we've come. Look at the clothes we're donning. Look at the way we're holding ourselves. No one's gonna mess with us.
well, man, we need if this is the case, we need to look the part. So let's go to Oakbush. Let's get ourselves a nice, fine attire.
That's what I'm talking about.
Come on, then.
And we're gonna have a nice little girls just want to have fun shopping spree.
You come out of the changing room, do a little catwalk.
I have invested in a pipe. I
Okay.
think Randall would always suit a pipe.
Yep.
He recently has gone through his wares and realised his top hat has been squashed, the one that is carried with him since day one.
Yep.
And he fancies something a bit different, perhaps maybe a bit more, reflecting on the hat rack in the background from maybe a nice fedora or a trilby hat.
Okay. That would be very kind of
Or something with a feather in it.
Oh, a feather.
Oh, see, feathers are in style at the moment. Like
Feathers are so hot.
wide brimmed hats with feathers in, very in season at the moment.
I'm also a fan of when the wide brim hats have some sort of animal print headband, perhaps a spotted animal fur.
Oh well, those are rare. We know those are rare, but
It's a good thing we know a man who has a lot of furs at the moment, such as ourselves.
That is true.
There might be some custom making to this.
Yep. You can make some deals.
And we're going to get some nice flashy attire. And once we've paid for them, a reasonable sum,
Yeah.
we're going to walk out, kick that door down, and we're going to lean very far back and take very long steps. And we're going to be strolling through the streets.
Man, it feels good to be a gangster.
Damn right. Damn right. You know what really is proper G-Vo? I didn't like it in there. I felt naked without my weapons. I feel like we need something that's going to keep us safe when they don't want us to be safe. You know what I mean? I've been thinking of something, cuz. Right? I hear this place is good for, crossbows. And there's a man I want to see.
Yeah, man, those crossbows are expensive though, man. I had to look while you were off doing stuff, and man, those price tags, sky high.
And no worries about that. After we strike this deal, we'll be rolling in it. We're gonna hit big.
Yeah, but we ain't got that silver yet.
Hey. There's a lot more in the Bank of Grand. They don't need to know. We'll replace it once we strike big.
All right, man. I mean, I'm all for that sort of stuff, but it don't feel right to, screw over our good friends, Sir Steve and that elf boy.
No, none of our money's ever been the elf boys.
Oh, isn't it?
No. He's never had a single share from day one. I've taken Casper's share along for ourselves, and Sir Steve, he don't spend money on nothing. No good drink, no good woman. He doesn't know how to enjoy life, so we might as well.
I mean, didn't he go like spend it on some armor?
Well, if that's what he considers to be a good life. Yeah, see, he's already treating himself. Why not us?
I mean, fair enough, man.
Come on, let's see what they've got.
All right.
We make our way to a nice little establishment.
Okay, you go to Purdle and Sons.
Da-ding, da-ding, as we walk through the door.
You can't, it's a small entrance, bit like entering like a small like jewelry store, and at the counter at the kind of the end, they've got a couple of like fine, exquisite crossbows on show. Like there's 4 of them, like different sizes, very different designs, and there's a fairly like young man, well dressed. He's got kind of like a waistcoat and like a chain. He's got a little monocle. Welcome to Purdle and Sons. I am the son. Welcome in.
Good day to you, sir. Fine establishment you have here. We've travelled far and wide. We've heard many stories about this lovely shop you have here.
Well, no, I mean I can tell by your accent that you're not from here.
Oh, merchants, you see. We travel a lot. And we're glad we finally made it to this place.
We do have a great reputation for our art here.
Truly beautiful. Your wares are exquisite. You've been in the trade for a long while. You're such a young man yourself. They probably
Not
started
long.
you as but a lad.
My father owns this place, and he's taught me everything he knows.
It's always nice to see a kid stay in the family. Is your father in today, or just you manning the shop?
Well, I man the shop. My father does the craftsmanship at the moment, while I'm still learning. But we are taking commissions at the moment.
Oh, perfect timing. I would like to make a proposition for a commission for your company, if I can.
By all means, let me get some paper and ink. And he reaches down, grabs some paper, gets his ink pot, dips his quill. So, what are you looking for?
Oh, I think it might be a tad bit out of the ordinary, but as you know, a lot of your wares, as large and as cumbersome as they may be, they are very effective at what they are. Ourselves, it's hard for us to wear and don such large equipment. We're looking for something a tad bit more concealed. I've come up with a concept which hopefully will prove quite fortuitous for yourselves in the future years if it takes off. I propose to yourselves a form of wrist mount to conceal a smaller size crossbow. As you
He
see.
kind of like leans forward.
Mm.
No, you wouldn't want this for nefarious reasons, would you?
No, we're merchants and we have our own guards, admittedly, and they do their job. But we must protect ourselves and our wares. When travelling on the roads, we face all sorts of troubles, not just raiders, but animals, beasts. We never know what there might be, but we can't go running around with big swords at our sides that aren't really for our liking or trained to use. We're hoping for something a bit more elegant and easier to use.
Well, a normal crossbow will do that job. Good range, exquisite looking. It will definitely draw the eye of any customers you're trying to draw in. And, you know, if wolves are attacking you or bandits, you can stay comfortably in your cart or boat while your guards are fighting on the front lines. You can pick out people, and does not take the skill of a bow. It's much more easy, much more user-friendly, I like to think.
I've heard much about the crossbow, about its simplicity, and as myself, never been one with the bow. So I hope it's something I would take to if the time was needed. May I have a look at your wares a bit more in detail? I would
Please,
always like to see one.
the 4 on the wall, please. Pick one, pick it up, feel the weight. We do have out back a target if you want to practice. Um, we have a couple of bolts available for practice. But I would definitely, for you, what you're saying, I would definitely recommend one of these rather than a wrist mount. It's it's a very terribly complicated contraption. I'd have to speak to my father about whether it's possible, but also the range on it would be very, very small. Like you wouldn't get much power out of it. Bear in mind, anything on the wrist, it's going to be small unless you want to be cumbersome on your arm and be very bulky underneath your clothing.
So you say a smaller version would not have a sufficient range. Again, excuse my ignorance, but what is the common range of one of your wares?
How far do you plan on firing this thing? Are you a hunter?
No, purely for protection. I do not want anything to get close to us, of course. So the further
Well,
the better.
this will certainly do that. It'll keep everything at range. I'm so anything that you would go up against. I mean, it might not have the. I mean, he points to the largest of them. It doesn't quite have the range of like a standard longbow, but like I said, it's slightly more user friendly if you don't have the training. Maybe half the range of a standard longbow. Slightly less, but one of our lighter ones is shorter range, but it will do the job.
What would you suggest for a first-time user?
I mean, he kind of well, test the weight of. He passes you one of the lighter ones.
Oh, I pretend as if it's really heavy.
Oh, well,
I thought you said this was one of the lighter ones.
it is. That is. That's our second lightest model. Try this one. This is the lightest one we do at the moment, and he gives you the smallest one.
That's a bit better. Yeah. And
This one is about
how does
five. This one's about £5. If we strip off any of the intricacies, like the detail that we'd like to do, we can reduce that to maybe £4. But ideally, all the mechanisms they're very intricate. It takes but to make something smaller than this, it would be something else entirely.
Well, I'm very impressed by the workmanship. It's very finely made, and its load-in mechanism is a single done by drawn.
You would need to, and he points to, there's like a bar that comes out the front. And you have to, you'll have to take this crank and put your foot. So you'd have to put it on the floor, foot on this bit, and pull it back like this. And he shows you how to crank it back.
May I try the motion myself?
Oh, by all means, he pulls the trigger, so it just goes back, gives it to you.
Does it require much strength?
What is your strength?
Oh shit! Like 10.
For the light one, you'd be fine.
I'm gonna pretend to struggle. You expect a man to do this with a pack of wolves howling at him?
Roll me either a deception or a performance check.
Should have got J-Rod to do this. I feel like he's a lot more deceptive than I am. That's the same. You can have perception. Because I am outright lying. I am very, very strong.
Yeah, you pull that back and you make it seem fairly believable that you're struggling with this. He kind of, well, like I said, we can make it slightly weaker for you. If you'd really like a smaller one, we can maybe make one that's maybe handheld. For you, you might still want to hold it in two hands if your arms are this weak. But it'll take
Single
time.
load, you say?
This will be a new model for us. It would still be he kind of like puts his hands out, this sort of size, and maybe half the size of this light crossbow, but it would still be fairly bulky in terms of you would need to sling it on your back or side probably.
But the single load concerns me, sir. But only one target at a time.
Well, it's the price you've got to pay for genius, I'm afraid. We are working on fixing that, but at the moment, it is single shot only.
I must say, I dare not guess at your fortune, but you'd be a much richer family if you could get them to load and load and load. You have the line out through to the market square if that was the case.
It would be, but like I said, ours are art. These crossbows are not just tools; they are art form. Very desired pieces. My father is currently working with the Marquise's agents to figure out a means to make them more producible, more basic versions for the military. But we'll see from in the future for that.
A clever man as your father, making such beautiful craft as this, surely will do it in no time. May I test this? You said, if this is your lightest of the wares.
By all means, please go try it out. If you like it, we'll make you a copy.
And dare I ask, what is the price tag on an item such as this?
Well, that's something for a light one such as this. We're looking about 120, 130 silver.
And do you trade purely in coin, or would you take wares in exchange for some of it?
Coin only, I'm afraid.
That's fine. It's best to ask merchant to merchant. Some people do value exchangeable goods.
I mean, unless you have some precious metals, and that's the sort of equipment we would use, then maybe. But obviously, that's what we need.
I think it's time to test the wares, if I may. Is it that way, or did you say to shooting range?
He leads you outside, and while you're testing it out, we'll jump back to Sir Steve, who arrives back at the Golden Carp Inn, his fancy outfit.
Fancy's the word I'd use.
It is fancy, maybe not in the right way.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you arrive back, and Jimmy and Rachel are having. I mean, at this rate, I mean, you were doing this in the morning, so they're probably having their lunch maybe at this point. Yeah, probably their lunch or late breakfast even, but they're down in the main room.
There's a small part of me that's like, I should have a drink. But there's also a part of me that's like, we're in a rush. So I'll have to forego the drink. He'll walk up to the group where Rachel is. He'll just sit down with the group.
Yeah.
Now, assumedly, I look a little bit different than normal because the makeup and the wig and the outfit.
Yeah, I mean, you're still like you wouldn't be unrecognizable as yourself to people who know you, but like you're not recognizable as the guy who went into the manor and fought, basically. So you sit down, and they do a double take They kind of like look at you, think like, "Why is this weirdo sitting with us?" And then like, "Oh, Sir Steve, didn't recognise you. What a weird." And they look outfit you're wearing.
I think you mean just Steve. There's no sir there. Just keep that in mind. I like motions around to the rest of the inn.
Uh, sorry, I forget.
How is it I'm the only one remembering shit?
Jimmy kind of pipes up. Maybe because the rest of us are just normal civilians, Steve. We're not used to this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, that's fair. All right. Well, in a little bit of a rush anyway. We kind of leans in, makes the group kind of like lean in towards the table as he leans in. Lowers his voice. He's like, "We kind of ran into a little bit of trouble. Rachel, you're gonna have to come with me."
Uh, okay, where am I going?
You might want to bring any of the your healing kit or something.
Okay, I'll meet you out front.
Yeah.
Okay, and she runs upstairs to grab her stuff. Obviously, takes a little bit of time just to get stuff together, but after a little bit of time, she meets you out front, and obviously follows you towards the brothel.
I will leave instructions to Jimmy.
Okay.
If anyone comes asking any questions about Dick, Mick, and Rick, or whatever the fuck his name was, or me, just direct them towards Dick and tell him he's out in the town or something. If he comes back,
Okay.
tell
Okay.
him that we ran into a problem and
Yeah.
we'll meet back up with him soon.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll hold down the fort, I guess. Everything's all right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's dead. Yeah.
No one's okay. No one's dead. That's positive. I'll just to warn you, it's going to be a full moon in a few days, so maybe best not to leave me here by myself then.
Oh yeah, we'll get a plan for that.
Okay. I'll pass on the message to um Dick and Rick when they get back. Hopefully, if they get back.
Oh yeah, they should be all right.
Oh, okay. But
No, it's just Tiberius and no,
Angela.
yeah, that,
Yeah.
right. Well, see Rachel's coming down the stairs. We gotta go. Look, Jimmy, and also he kind of like reaches into his pocket. He doesn't have all his silver on him. He kind of just reaches into his pocket. He's like takes out a piece of silver, flips it on the table. He's like, "Yeah, get yourself food and drink or whatever."
Okay. All right. Like a nervous smile as Rachel comes to the bottom of the stairs. I'll I'll be okay.
Yeah, you're a tough man.
He kind of like takes a long drink of his beer. All right. You go, sir.
He just gives him a small little wave and then heads over Rachel.
You hear him kind of like mutter under his breath as you leave, like, "What did I get myself into?" So as you kind of like walking off with Rachel, she's like, "So what's happening? Why am I needed?"
Rachel, have you ever tried, reattaching parts of people to people after they've been, chopped off or anything? Or on animals, if you've done that.
Normally when something's severed, it's kind of left to die, and you sew up the wound. Never necessarily tried it. I mean, Randall would be better at this than me.
Well, Randall wasn't there, so.
Okay. I'll give it my best. Theoretically, from the books I've read, it's possible. I've read some medical books, and it's doable if it's been, you know, kept preserved, and it's not too long after the wound happened. When did it happen?
It was like an hour ago at this point, right? Or
Probably
half-
less than an hour at this point. Like,
half an hour.
yeah.
Oh no, like 30 minutes ago.
Okay. Let's walk a little bit quicker then.
Just breaks into a light jog.
As you start jogging, she's like, no, not too quickly. My little legs can't keep up with you.
He contemplates just picking her up. And it's like, no, it draw too much attention, so he slows back down.
Seeing a guy running with a woman over his shoulder might look.
Super tight pants.
Yeah, bit dodgy.
So you'll just
Okay.
slow down.
So it takes you like about 5-10 minutes, but you get back to the brothel, and she's like, "Really, this establishment?" As you get in,
He filled Rachel in on the way of the walk, like as to what went down, and like
Yep.
what's been chopped off.
she's just like, "Bloody hell, Lataran's grace."
Yeah, I don't actually know why we keep, sending people off that really shouldn't be off on their own.
At
pretty
least
sure-
Randall's okay.
Well, last time we sent like Randall and the elf off somewhere by themselves. Pretty sure Randall almost died.
Well, let's just see if we can help Tybros and answer her.
Eh,
And you walk into this room, and Answer and Tybros are there, probably having drunk copious amounts of brandy.
Oh, darling, how lovely of you to join us. Let me introduce our friends. This is Lillian, Mary, Kate, Ashley. That's Rhonda. Stay away from her.
Ibris, we don't have time for this.
Lillian.
No, we don't have time. We've got to get you reattached to your finger, otherwise it's never going to get reattached and you'll be fingerless forever.
You know what I was thinking about the other day?
Yes.
Oh, and nobody cares.
What is it? Even though I'm bleeding out, you're bleeding out, I'm still like the most worried and stressed whenever I think about Randall talking to literally anyone by himself.
Yes, I know. Just when he opens his mouth.
And then I'm just like, okay. Like, yeah, it's always just my hand has to immediately go to my dagger. I don't know what's going to happen. It's.
I've been drinking the whole time.
I'm actually sober, but I'm just faking it to entertain Tabros.
Rachel, like, seeing this, like, essentially, like, Tybros probably has, like, arms around, like, two of the girls. One of the girls has maybe got her head on Antara's lap, just listening to stories and all that sort of stuff. Rachel's, all right, all of you out now. She looks at you, to Steve. You are my assistant now.
Yeah, all right.
All right. What am I doing first? Your ear or your finger?
I don't know. What was chopped off first? I can't remember.
Was I there for both of them or just one of them?
I believe they happened in the same round, didn't it?
Yeah, they did.
Rachel, I should clarify. I haven't wet myself. This is blood on my trousers.
Oh, she looks at the wounded leg.
I immediately I'm just gonna like drop the ruse and look to Rachel. It's like I was trying to get him drunk enough to where he'd just pass out to where you could have just worked on him.
Okay,
But he's got a higher tolerance than I thought.
okay,
Sorry.
don't worry. She like grabs the nearest bottle of like basically like clear alcohol, probably closer to moonshine than vodka, and just goes, Tybros, just drink as much of this as you can, please.
Okay, but Rachel.
But you can't.
No, I will. Rachel, would you like this scarf? It's Prada. Mary did a dance with it between her legs, and I don't want it anymore.
She grabs the bottle and goes, so Steve,
Iris, either you drink that, or I'm going to pummel you with my fist until you fall unconscious.
That would be fun to watch.
I'd like to see you try. As I start drinking.
As he said that, like Steve was half a step forward, and he just.
she as she kind of like watches you kind of like drink, and you're like kind of going backwards and backwards, and then she uses that moment to kind of put your finger kind of like back on, like grab your finger out of the ice, grab your hand out of the ice, and just like kind of like put them together. There's like slight pain, but because you're a little bit distracted, and then she's like cleaning it. She'll start stitching. We'll see how well she does, and it's another solid 19. She starts stitching, and she's praying to Ruana as she's doing this medical. She's like, please just work as it says in the book. It's just as you like kind of put the drink down, she just grabs it, pours it on the wound to clean it a little bit more.
Can I just be in the background giving moral support?
Yeah, like she's like calling for thread or like stuff from you or scissors.
I would like to use drunken technique to do flurry of blows as a free action and decker.
While he does that,
No, I'm not going to decker.
okay. I was about to say I'll use warning maneuver to just step in the way and block the attacks.
I use tipsy sway to hit Steve instead.
No, I can't block that.
And he is unarmored at the moment.
Not my weakest.
I was just gonna stab him. And...
She finishes stitching.
This has officially become a bar fight.
Even with my gimpy leg, when I use drunken technique, I'm still faster than everyone.
She finishes stitching and just like hands you back the bottle and just goes, finish that bottle and the pain will go away.
Right. She stopped hurting about 20 drinks ago.
She like gives you a slap on the face. Keep drinking, and then turns to Antara and goes, points at you. You're next.
I'm already like I've already like cleaned myself and I'm like ready for her to operate. It's I'm not drunk because I haven't been drinking, just pretending.
It's like you clean yourself like a cat. I would clean myself.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just like ready, and I'm not gonna like drink or like try to take away the pain. It's very much just like I'm just gonna be awake for it all.
Yeah, she calls over to you, so Steve is like, another bottle of vodka, please.
You really shouldn't drink on the job, Rach. But all right.
Just get me the bottle, man.
He grabs the bottle.
And she goes, this is going to sting, Antrava, and she pours it like directly onto the wound, and then like she kind of like then wipes it and then starts stitching, and we'll see how well. Oh, natural 20! Man, these medicine rolls are going well.
We came to the right place.
You did.
I knew I shouldn't have went to Randall. Rachel was always the best bet.
It's
believe
actually
in her. You just have to believe in her, man.
like, considering this is medical work being done in a brothel, you guys have actually been done well. Like, obviously, the nerve side of things, like you won't be able to move your pinky for a long time. Tibros, it's attached and it will heal, but in terms of motor control, it's gonna take its own time to heal. Whereas Antrava, your ear actually, it's a nat 20. Like, it's barely noticeable that it was ever actually cut off in the first place. The way she's stitched it is nigh on like perfect, that it fits, it's at the perfect angle matching the other ear, and it's the scar is probably going to be minimal as well.
See, I was less concerned about like the functionality of the ear and just I'm I'm a spy. I need the disguise. I need to look the parts.
And having an ear
Yeah,
missing will
just-
be very distinguishable feature. So
yeah. So having that is pretty
mean,
dope for me.
thankfully, like, it was only cosmetic. Like, obviously there would have been blood in the ear and she's cleaned that out, and like, but obviously the ear is more than just the pinner part, so see, it was still functioning, it was just damaged a little bit, and that should heal over time. So maybe hearing's a little bit muffled, but
I'm
other
glad.
than that, you're okay. And even like cosmetically now, it looks pretty good. Obviously Tybros is now probably blackout drunk, on the table. You know, he's probably being carried up to a bed by either Sir Steve or one of the bruisers that helps guard the brothel
Philip
and chuck out
or
rowdy
Daryl.
patrons. Yeah, Daryl. He's a good guy, Daryl.
He's loyal to his family. He works hard.
Yeah, his mum worked in this place, so
She did.
that's why he's loyal to the place.
Now she teaches.
He was a child of this place.
No, she died of syphilis not too long ago.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, poor Daryl.
Yeah, it was rough on him, but he has 20 mums in this place, so he was
Wow.
looked after. Meanwhile, Randall's obviously shopping for crossbows, and we'll pick that up again next session, as we are now set up for you guys to either plan what the hell you guys are going to do to, you know, stop this Reuben Ansem, the Seneschal, from ruining this town and his obviously nefarious activities. Meanwhile, obviously, Randall is just playing merchant.
I think
So we just leave and like fuck this town? That's it?
No.
No, I'm setting up a life here.
We're gonna become men of the people. We're gonna rouse a revolution.
No, I'm on a shopping spree. First I'm going clothes, now I'm going crossbows, next I'm getting a house. Don't create anarchy in my holiday home.
We're gonna come tear down your glass house.
He's spending money before he has it. It's the worst thing
I'm
possible.
buying a Riverside villa.
God damn it.
He's going to get you in debt.
Oh no, he's gonna get himself in it. There's no you. He's not getting us in debt.
Yes, because when the debt collectors come and they go, "Where's Dick?" Who's Dick?
I'm neither of those three names, so fuck y'all.
I think
They can identify you.
as far as shops to rip off go, ripping off someone that makes weapons might be the worst idea.
I'm saying I'm going to rip them off. I'll get their money
Somehow.
somehow.
You know that son
It
you
might all be stolen.
For all you know, you think you're the best shot in the world. For all you know, that son might be some world champion. He'll take you out from like 2 miles away.
I've got no qualms with a shop owner. I'm very impressed by their crossbows.
It shoots very well when you're practicing.
Good. Do I have to roll for it?
No, you don't have to roll for it. You're just doing practice shots against a target.
I did
I get a nat 1 crossbow breaks.
when I went into my room initially. I did ask Ben. I was trying to find Tibrus's crossbow from there, and I was going to give it to you as payment for the spear, but someone had stolen my crossbow.
Yeah. Who do you think's stolen it?
Oh, don't know, some prick.
Gonna be Angela's sister.
Oh.
It's in the blood, you know.
It's
This is
got-
what we do. We hustlers, man.
I don't want to start any revolutions until my plate armor is finished.
Oh.
No. For those that want to find out if we're creating a revolution or if we're just going shopping for the next 3 sessions, you have to come back next week.
If
Well, you're going shopping for the next few sessions, but
Well, if Steve wants his plate armor, I might pick it up for him. It might end up on J-Ron, but I'll pick it up for him.
we're going to start a revolution, and it's going to end with Randall coming out in full plate armor with a very expensive crossbow.
Crossbow. Get away from my town!
No,
Randall, you might be helping us
they
take the
can't even
town.
wear
It's
it.
my town now.
yeah, you wouldn't be able to move with that plate armor on.
He'll just get his assistants to set him up somewhere and leave him looking intimidating.
Just propped holding a crossbow. I can't move my arm.
I've got to bluff him.
Just Rachel and Jimmy just moving one leg at a time so that he can walk.
Then Jimmy turns into a werewolf.
Oh no.
Shit, we forgot about the full moon.
Don't worry, we'll work it into the revolution.
Yeah, we just need to get him inside the manor.
Can't stop the
Wouldn't that
werewolf of the
potentially kill your
revolution.
sister?
Let's
I'm
do
sneaking
it.
her out at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Right, anyway, goodbye. Stream.